Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day. Tuesday, December 16th, NBA, we've got the finals of the NBA Cup and also college basketball on this episode for you here. If you're new to our show or been here before, welcome back or welcome aboard. Glad you're here with us. For this Tuesday basketball edition. All of our shows here on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. You can get a 7-day free trial of it. In the comments section, there'll be a link, as well as on our YouTube channel page. And also, you can join our Discord channel. You'll find that link in the comments section and YouTube channel page as well. Join a couple hundred plus members who love doing the same thing you do. It's called sports wagering. Get all of our bets early, get our unit sizes, get all the sports that we do. Basically, action 365 days a year. You can find that link in the comment section and the YouTube channel page. All right, let's get started with college basketball because we've only got one NBA game to go over, so we might as well get to the meat of the session, right? We'll get started with what we're playing, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Duke at home. 32.5. This thing's already come down. This was 33.5 not even an hour ago. I guess, some of us making some moves here. Lipscomb at Duke, Cameron Indoor Stadium. I know Duke's going to win this game. This has nothing to do with who's going to win. It has to do with the 33.5 points, and Lipscomb's 4-1 against the number over the last 5. Duke comes off a tight game against Florida. Duke's going to win by 25 here. I don't think that's much in question. The question is the 33.5. It's at 32.5. I'd still play Lipscomb, maybe just a little bit less. Lipscomb plus 20.5 in the first half, plus 33.5 in the game. This is no knock on Duke. It's just a big number as we're heading into holiday weeks here. Keep that in mind. Next game we're on, 6 o'clock Eastern time frame. South Carolina Upstate, South Carolina State. Now, nobody's daunted by the South Carolina Upstate 1-5 road record and 6-6 overall. This is a complete fade of South Carolina State, who's 0-11 and 0-1 at home. This played in Orangeburg, South Carolina. South Carolina State, we're going to lay the 9.5, or Upstate, lay the 9.5, minus 5.5 first half and 9.5 for the game. There is quite a bit of chalk today. There are some dogs, just FYI for all of you that love to comment. It seems like a lot of chalk. There's not. We already started with the dog plus the points. Then we got a favorite. All right, next game we're on, 6:30 Eastern time frame on Peacock in the Breslin Center in Sparty Land at Michigan State's at home against Toledo. 9-1 Michigan State, 5-5 Toledo. Michigan State does have that one loss at home. They're favored by 23.5. This line stayed pretty steady here since it opened. I think Michigan State goes out and wins by 30. This should be a game where they can shoot well, and that's typically all they need to do in order to cover numbers because their defense and the rest of their game's pretty solid. It's just the shooting. Michigan State minus 12.5 first half, minus 23.5 for the game. Next game we're on, 7 o'clock Eastern time frame. Food City Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Louisville at Tennessee. Louisville 9-1. Tennessee 7-3. Tennessee is 5-0 at home, and they are favored here. That's the reason why. Total of 157.5 here. Louisville's actually, Tennessee's not, even though they're winning, they're not covering. This is a game that doesn't really boil down to a cover. This is more just outright win this game. Louisville's made a couple improvements over the last week or two that we've taken notice of. At the start of the season, they were a little loosey-goosey with the ball. They've seemed to tighten that up. That's going to be the difference here because Tennessee can play defense. Tennessee's not as good a shooting team as they've been in years past, but they still can play some D. Louisville wins this one outright. We'll take the dog here. Louisville money line first half. Louisville money line for the game. Next game up, Belmont, Evansville. Belmont 10-1 and had probably their worst shooting game I've seen in quite some time at Evansville. Belmont 1-0 in the Missouri Valley. Evansville yet to play a game. Evansville comes in at 4-7. Belmont favored by that number of 9.5 again. This time they cover because they're not going to shoot as poorly as they did in the last game. Minus 5.5 first half, 9.5 for the game. Next game up that we are on. Clemson South Carolina, 7 o'clock Eastern time frame. Clemson favored by 12.5, $1.40.5 total. South Carolina, 4 of their last 5 have hit the over. They're 7-3, have not played a true road game yet. Clemson, I had 8-3, 6-0 at home. This played in Little John Coliseum in Clemson. Home game here. Clemson's probably more likely going to win. What we're focused on here is the total, and we'd love the over 72.5 for first half, over 140.5 for the game. Next game up. How about a little North Carolina hosting East Tennessee State? North Carolina favored by 15.5 at home at Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill. 9-1 overall, 7-0 at home. East Tennessee State 8-3. All 3 of those losses coming on the road. North Carolina, only 15.5 point number here. I think the books are trying to suck us in, but I'm going to fall for the bait here. Just think North Carolina's got all they have to make some baskets. Michigan State seems to have a lot of issues in the same way. North Carolina minus 8.5 first half, minus 15.5 for the game. Then we will scroll down. A couple other games to take notice of. Texas, that's a game they could probably cover a big number. Northwestern. UConn and Butler. Tempted to play Butler there. Plus 14.5, but we couldn't pull the trigger. Arizona just comes off that monster win. They're laying 33.5. They win that game, but maybe they're not as sharp as they should be. But no place for us in those. But Pacific and BYU at 9 o'clock Eastern time frame. BYU at home. They're 5-0 at home, 9-1 overall. Pacific 8-3 with all 3 of those losses coming on the road. Played in Provo. BYU laying 23.5. We're good there. Minus 12.5 first half, minus 23.5 for the game. Next game up, 9 o'clock Eastern time frame. Arkansas hosting Queens in Fayetteville, Bud Walton Arena. Arkansas, this line up to, 25.5? I'm going to be honest with you here. So Arkansas was played really well as of late, and we just went over this the last Queens road game. We basically play Queens when they're at home, but when they're on the road, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They are just something awful on the road. Razorbacks, big time in this one for us. Minus 13.5 first half, 25.5 for the game. And then we'll finish up the night. Kansas, Townsend. Kansas at home here. Townsend comes in at 6-4. 3 of those losses coming on the road as they're 0-3 on the road. Kansas 3-1 at home, 8-3 overall. Their one loss was to UConn in a game without Darren Peterson. Bad news is, might not be Darren Peterson in this game here. But we still like Kansas. Even if Peterson plays, I think this line is going to be closer to 20. So we're trying to take advantage of it now. Kansas minus 9.5 first half and minus 17.5 for the game. All right, we'll get over to the NBA. So we got NBA's Finals Cup. Knicks, who have been hot. Spurs, got Wemby back in the last one. He's off the injury report. He came off the bench. Curious to see. They mentioned that he might be doing that again. Obviously, they're still limited some minutes on him, things of that nature. Knicks are favored by 2.5? Total around 231.5. So on Prime Video, by the way, in Vegas, so neutral site game. Little surprised that the Knicks are favored by 2.5 here on a neutral site game. They've been playing well. I'm not going to give them that. I'm not going to take anything away from them here. But a little shocked that they were favored by 2.5 here with the Spurs. Spurs record's relatively close to theirs. Wemby makes a monster difference for that Spurs defense. When Wemby plays, that is the number 1 rated defense in the NBA. When he doesn't, they're in the bottom 5. Right? So, and you're talking about the NBA. We're talking about the Knicks. Knicks don't get a boatload of threes, especially without Miles McBride playing. He's still out. He does shoot a bunch of threes for him. I mean, they shoot a bunch of threes. They're not a monster three-point making shooting team. And they got to go down in the paint or down at the mid-range to get near Wemby and his shot-blocking creativity down there. That does not spell well for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are going to – a couple of them will go inside and test Wemby. They get those blocked, and you're going to see a bunch of threes. And I don't think that's the way to necessarily beat the Spurs. I think that's what the Spurs want you to do. They want you to shoot 65 threes in a game. Steven Castle's back. Wemby's back. They're looking full strength here. The Spurs are pretty damn good. Are they as good as the Thunder? They beat them. We'll give them that. They did beat them in the last game. I think the Thunder are still the best team in the league. The big thing is the one thing you can do to stop the Thunder is eliminate a lot of the mid-range and close to the basket stuff and not turn the ball over. You can beat them. Spurs did that because they can't shoot the three worth of shit. The Knicks are not a really good three-point shooting team either. They got some guys that can hit them occasionally, but with no DiVincenzo anymore, Brunson, his normal 2 for 7 night from three. You got Towns who wants to launch up about 10 or 11 of them. He might make 2 or 3 of them. Guys don't shoot at a high percentage. Then Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. Like I said, McBride normally hits quite a few off the bench, but he's not available at this moment as he's out for this game. We like the Spurs. We'll take the plus money here. Let's go through all the plays. Spurs money line, first quarter, first half, and Spurs money line for the game. Josh Hart, under 27.5 par, points, assists, rebounds combined. Wembanyama. Now, the only thing I'm concerned here is the minutes. It's not our biggest bet on the board or even close to it. 32-plus points and rebounds for Wemby. And he's been under 10.5 rebounds lately. So we're going to need – I think we're comfortable. If he gets to 24 points, we should be able to hit that number. Dylan Harper, 3+ rebounds. Wemby, 22+ points. And go figure, Stephen Castle, 5+ rebounds once again. He's only missed it in 2 games this season that he's played. One of them he got injured in the first quarter. And one of them was when he just came back. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, he's hit 5+ rebounds and everything. Towns, under 11.5 rebounds. There's going to be a lot of guys that can board for the Spurs. Going to cut into Towns' rebounds. Wemby, 8+ field goals. And we're taking a little risk here on a bigger plus money play, but Jordan Clarkson, under a half a three made. I just don't – he has not been shooting the three ball extremely well. So we like a little opportunity there to get some plus money with him on that one there. All right, so that's a rundown of college basketball and the NBA Cup Finals here for Tuesday the 16th. If you like the content you're seeing here, do us a favor. Like it, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave a comment, share it with a friend. It doesn't cost you a penny to do so. Just hitting a couple buttons there on your phone, laptop, or TV. And make sure you check that out. We greatly appreciate if you do. Also, all of our shows here on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. 7-day free trial of it in the comment section of our YouTube channel page. Try it out for a week. See if you like it. Take advantage of that free trial. Outlier does a lot of different things for you. #1 gives you plays that hit 60, 70, 80, 90%. They're going to give you what they call EV plays or extra value plays, where there's line where they think the line should be at, let's say, -110, and you're getting +120, or whichever way it may go. But they're going to show you all of those plays in all the sports. They're also going to trends in all the sports, and they just don't do basketball. They got baseball, football, hockey, soccer, everything. If you want to get into all kinds of different stuff, Outlier's got it. Not only that, they're going to show you where the money's coming in on the books. So if there's a money discrepancy, which a lot of players like to think always play the side of Vegas. Vegas wishes that was always true. Seems like it does happen on some, but not all. Not only that, they're going to odd shop for you at all the books that you're currently signed up with. You can sync with all those books and get the best odds at the best book. That's how you really focus in on making money. Doing this is making sure you're not overpaying for a play. They're going to do all of that on Outlier. Like I said, that 7-day free trial in the comments section of our YouTube channel page. Then our Discord channel is available. That link's in the same 2 spots, comment section of this episode, YouTube channel page. Join a couple 100+ members. Love doing the same thing you do, sports wagering. Get all of our bets early. Get all of our unit sizes. Get multiple cappers dropping in plays. A lot of the players on there also dropping what they're playing. Some of them like hockey. Especially this time of year, we're not hockey handicappers, so there's going to be plays on there for that. If you like action, I promise you, this is the channel for you. Make sure you sign up, Discord channel, in the comment section, YouTube channel page. We do appreciate everybody's support as always. We look forward to seeing you on our next episode.